Hi guys, welcome to my channel. So I thought I'd film my introduction here as I'm driving. This video is a little different than what I had planned for this week. I have really been into the spring decorating mode, as you could see from my previous videos. And then today I thought I need to fix some food. I like to do a food prep weekly if possible. I don't always get it done, but that's what I plan to do today. So I thought instead of doing another decorating video, I'd go ahead and do a cooking one. I need a few more grocery items to do my food prep with. So I'm headed to Rhodey's. It's about 20 minutes from here. I'm sure if you're local, you've been there. It's a grocery store in Millersburg. And don't let the sweatshirt deceive you. It is really cold out there. I should probably be wearing my winter coat, but I just couldn't bring myself to do it this morning. We've had such nice days here in Ohio recently where it's just, sweatshirt weather, and I thought with the sun out, surely it's going to warm up. Crossing my fingers, although that wind is really brisk. Unfortunately, I need to get gas before heading out to Millersburg, so I'm going to have to do that in the cold. I am back home again, and I won't be showing all of the items that I got since this isn't really a grocery haul video, and you'll probably end up seeing a lot of them as I prep my food. You guys have heard me say this before, that I love to have a supper menu planned. I have discovered my days go so much better if I know what I'm going to make for supper. Here I am planning out our menu for this week. And then today, of course, I'll be doing the weekly food prep. And those items that I'm prepping today aren't really on the menu. They're just those extra items that I like to have on hand. I don't always get it done, but I've also discovered my weeks go so much better if I do have them on hand. It saves me so much time later on. Items such as, yogurt or bread, dessert items, maybe breakfast. So I made a separate list of those food items that I plan to prep today. And I thought instead of putting all of these recipes down below in the description box, I may just create a weekly food prep packet for you guys and have it available on my Etsy shop in case you're looking for some new food ideas. A few of these items you've probably seen me do before in food videos, but I'll probably just quickly do them again in case you're new here and missed them. And I think all of these items are so handy to have around in a weekly food prep. I know you've seen me bake bread before in my videos, but today I plan to change it up just a bit. I'm using the same recipe, but I'll be making subs instead of loaves of bread. I plan to have these subs for supper, one of our favorite meals. It's so simple, and I'll show you guys how I make them once supper is here. I like to have hard-boiled eggs on hand. Definitely not a lot of prep work involved in making them. Just, cover them with water, boil them for 8 minutes. John and the boys will eat these almost as a snack. I don't prefer hard-boiled eggs for myself, but I like to have them on hand for salads. I like to get these eggs at local farms if I can. Right now I didn't really have any on hand, so I just bought a dozen at Rhodey's. So back to the bread. Once it has mixed with the paddle attachment for 10 minutes, it's time to add the rest of the flour and then mix it with the dough hook for another 10 minutes. Yogurt is something that I don't always get around to making. I usually have some on hand. I just, buy it if I don't have time to make it. But today I thought I'm going to go ahead and make some again. Haven't done it in a while. So I heated this milk to 180 degrees, and now I'll let it cool to 130 before adding my ingredients. In the meantime, I will be dissolving some beef gelatin in water. The next thing I'm making here is a granola bar recipe that is really healthy. I haven't made it in a while, but my husband recently requested it, so I thought I'd make that today. They consist of dates and peanuts, cocoa powder, and then a few other ingredients. I like to try to keep up with cleaning my dishes as I'm preparing food. That way I don't have just a huge pile at the end. So my milk has cooled to 130 degrees and I'm now ready to add the rest of the ingredients. I always set my yogurt in a warm spot overnight, usually on top of the fridge, but for now it's pretty warm here by the oven, so I'll just put it there. This bread recipe makes 2 loaves of bread, and often if I need subs, I'll make 6 subs and then 1 loaf of bread. But today I'm turning everything into subs since we have Sloppy Joe sandwiches on the menu for later in the week. The next thing I'm making here is peanut butter cookies with M&Ms in them, and not very healthy by any means, but I feel if I make something, homemade, at least I know what's being put in there. Even if there's sugars and in this case M&Ms, I at least know what's in there. It's not some weird, there's not some weird preservative that you find in, boxed baked goods at your store. I have this whole wheat waffle recipe that we really like. I will stick them in the freezer, and then for breakfast, if someone wants one, just grab it, stick it in the toaster, and we're good to go. So I just took the cookies out of the oven, and they do look more like little balls than actual, flat cookies. It's just the way they are. And my subs are ready to put into the oven, as you can see. set my timer for about 15 minutes. I like to use my cookie scoop to measure out the waffles. A simple dessert that I like to make every now and then is just mixing some frozen fruit together. In this case, I'm using raspberries and blueberries, adding some chia seeds, and then putting it in the fridge overnight. And then the next day you add a little bit of yogurt, sweetener, and whipped cream. This isn't a food prep idea or anything, but something I always like to have on hand is apples. My husband actually eats probably an apple a day, and I often hand pick them in the store if they're, if you're able to. I did get one bag here to make applesauce with, but I like to hand pick them and then pick out the ones that are, extra ripe and kind of ready to eat. I like to cover my bread with a towel as it cools off. It just really helps to keep it nice and moist. I know I've done this before in my videos, but we really do need applesauce, so I'm going to go ahead and just show you how I make a quick applesauce. Very simple. The only ingredient involved is just the apples. I have this very simple salad dressing that I make. I don't even follow a recipe. I actually got the idea from my sister. We just guess, put some salad dressing, mustard, and honey together. Often just mix it in the container that it will be stored in the fridge. And it's one of our favorite salad dressings. Salad is something I just really like to have on hand. Here I'm mixing some spring greens with cucumbers, cauliflower, some broccoli, radishes, and then also some hard-boiled eggs, and the tomatoes I'm cutting up here but putting them on the side because not everyone likes tomatoes. And then I'll grate some cheese to put on top. For these subs, I will cut them in half and then toast each side on the griddle using butter, and then I'll top them with everybody's favorite toppings. Usually everyone wants salad dressing or mayonnaise on both sides. I usually put it on both pieces of bread, that way it's not quite as dry. And then turkey breast, spinach, banana peppers, jalapenos, cheese, tomatoes, onion, just whatever people like. I usually kind of custom make them since everybody likes different toppings in our family. I then put them in the oven just long enough to heat everything through and melt the cheese. Like I mentioned earlier, these waffles are so handy to just pop into the toaster. And then we like to top them with either, fruit and maple syrup, and sometimes we'll use peanut butter, chocolate chips, and maple syrup. So the next day, this chia seed pudding is ready for the next ingredients. I'm whipping some heavy whipping cream, and then I have my brand new yogurt to add to it. It's pretty amazing how these chia seeds actually kind of turn into little balls, almost like tapioca. So this yogurt has been sitting on top of the fridge overnight and is now ready to be poured into the jars. It's always a good feeling when this yogurt is just the right texture, which in this case it is, but I've had experiences where it's turned out to be, too solid. Sometimes it's watery. Not sure why that is. I feel like I always make it the same, but who knows? I always like to, if I do a food prep like this, I'm in the kitchen anyway and dirtying up all the dishes. I sometimes like to fix one meal that I have planned for, my menu. And in this case, it's going to be chicken enchiladas. It's something I can fix today, have it in the fridge for even a couple of days, and then heat it up once we're ready to use it. I forgot to put the grated cheese into each tortilla, but this will work too, just sprinkling it on the top. So that's it for today's video. I gotta say, it was so much fun crossing those food items off of my list for this week. It'll save me so much time later on, so worth it, even if I spent, a half a day in the kitchen. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you're having an awesome day, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.